So what do you enjoy most about this PokerStars event as opposed to other stops along the tour?
So I actually tweeted this morning. I think this is my favorite city
That's
in
awesome.
the world. I think it's number one.
Muy bien.
Yeah. So it's my favorite PokerStars spot just because it's got a very distinct feeling. This tournament series. I mean, the poker is the same, but the people you see, just the vibes you feel, the energy that everyone has is very different. You know, it's very much a city, and you get the city atmosphere.
Right.
And you feel that in the poker, but then you walk outside and you're on the beach. And everyone's relaxed, and there's board shorts and flip-flops. It's just
awesome.
There's nothing really like it. So.
Hey everybody, Robbie Straczynski here for Card Player Lifestyle at EPT Barcelona 2018, the European Poker Tour, sponsored by PokerStars.es. And this is PokerStars Ambassador Jaime Staples. How are you, man?
I'm great. Happy to be here.
Yeah, it's been a long time. As a matter of fact, exactly 2.5 years since we first met, since we first saw each other. And as I think it's the Stone Temple Pilots, they would say, "You're half the man you used to be." Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was pretty good.
Thank you.
Not bad.
I say that because Jaime lost 115 pounds, right? Something like
Yeah,
around that?
yeah, right around there.
Since I last saw him, it was part of a bet that he did with his brother Matt against Bill Perkins. Everyone knows about that. And it helped Jaime. It's kind of like a new and improved version of you.
Yeah.
And it helped change not only your appearance, but also your life. And that's what I want sort of like this interview to be about, like those life changes that you've done. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, me too. Because I got a script. He doesn't have a script. So. All right, so we're going to go like, it's basically like the before and after. Everyone likes the before and after pictures, but I want to ask you before and after experiences and day-to-day and stuff. So what did your morning routine used to look like, and what is it like now?
So there was no morning routine back in the day, you know, and I think that was part of what led me to be sort of unhealthy, is I didn't have a very structured way of going about life. So, you know, it'd just be wake up and start playing poker whenever, and that was sort of it, right? Wow. But then over time and going through the Ultimate Sweat last year and continuing on this year, it's very much trying to be conscious of my physical health and how I can set myself up for the day.
Sure.
And then also my mental health too, like not getting too wound up and anxious about things.
Sure.
So taking time to do things like walk, go to the gym,
Sure.
meditation, plan my meals throughout the day,
Right.
stuff like that.
All right, well, you said like setting yourself up and planning. Those are like some very key words. So food-wise, then I'm going to ask you, so how are things different? Do you sort of, like when you go on these trips to live events, do you bring some special items or supplements, or do you go to local supermarkets, get healthy food, or, you know, how much planning is involved in that?
Well, it was very different between, last year's bet was extremely intense on the cutting weight side. So I was eating about 1,300 calories a day for the majority of the year.
It's not a lot.
It was not a ton. It wasn't very fun.
But you get to have a pizza at the end of the year.
Exactly.
Right? An entire pizza.
That's a pretty good pizza. So it was very restricted, and I didn't have a chance to eat very much. It's very high in protein, moderate fats, and very low carbs. This year's a little bit of a different approach in that we've spent more time working in the gym, so trying to gain muscles so that we can burn more calories naturally through muscles. Right.
And the bet is about with BMI or body fat percentage?
Yeah, body fat percentage.
Okay,
yeah.
right.
Under 10% body fat for Matt and I, which is very intense.
Yeah.
I have a long way to go. It's going to be as hard, if not harder, than the first bet from here, but you know, we're going to do our best.
You stand to still gain another 150K then, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully, it's worth it, you know.
So this year, I have a few more carbs that I can work with.
Okay.
But I've found, you know, last year I traveled the world and lived in 6 or 7 countries, and I went to a bunch of stops.
Awesome.
And I was able to eat at restaurants the majority of my meals and still have that calorie deficit. So for me, it's not necessarily planning going to the supermarket, although that would be more efficient on the pocketbook. But I really like going out and getting that chicken skewer because it feels like a reward. It feels like I've earned something nice to eat, even though it fits within the plan that I'm following.
So there's still a little bit of an emotional attachment to the food, sort of?
Absolutely, there is. That's not completely sorted.
Right.
One step at a time.
That's not. Look, I have it too. Also, it's like I'm so happy. I have to have ice cream, right?
Yeah.
That's the way it works. Okay, so that's on the intake side, but on the fitness side of things, do you plan any sort of exercise routine now that you're at live events, and so make sure, okay, I've got this plan, I have to stick to it, or you just sort of like, well, I have to make sure I exercise. Like, to what extent do you do that?
It's definitely structured. So right now, my current regime is 3 days a week in the gym, training various different parts of my body, and then a lot of cardio. So 2 hours of low intensity cardio a day, just like walking around is sort of what I'm doing now.
Right.
But that always changes based on where we're at in our progress and stuff like that.
Okay.
So
cool. And so this and to what extent does all of that sort of planning, again, we'll take the before and after, so you're focused a lot more and just putting a lot more effort into what goes in, what goes out, the fitness, the food. To what extent does that affect your poker play, as opposed to before, where you just you wake up in the morning and just go for it, and now you have a lot more mental capacity taken up by these things? Does that help you, I don't know, concentrate better, for example?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think just your whole body is more efficient, and that includes your brain. So just feeling fresher from the start of the day all the way to the end of the day, and in a better mindset and happier with yourself, all of that translates into your ability to play well on the table.
That's really cool.
It's not make or break, but it's clearly something that helps.
Right. Do you feel like your decision making is better because of it, or like you ever say to yourself, man, thank goodness I'm doing what I'm doing now, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to make that play or make that move?
Right. I think it's a little bit sharper, but I think the biggest difference is the longevity. So I can play longer and be focused for longer than I could have in the past.
Right. Stamina, endurance, like that. I like it.
Yeah.
So this is not your first time in Barcelona. It's third time?
Second time.
Second time?
Second time, yeah.
So you were here last year then?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Right. So what do you enjoy most about this PokerStars event as opposed to other stops along the tour?
So I actually tweeted this morning. I think this is my favorite city in the world. I think it's number one.
Muy bien.
Yeah. So it's my favorite PokerStars spot, just because it's got a very distinct feeling. This tournament series. The poker is the same, but the people you see, just the vibes you feel, the energy that everyone has is very different. It's very much a city, and you get the city atmosphere.
Right.
And you feel that in the poker, but then you walk outside and you're on the beach. And everyone's relaxed, and there's board shorts and flip-flops. It's just
awesome.
There's nothing really like it. So
you've gotten out a bit to the beach and enjoyed the waves a little bit.
Absolutely.
That's
I
awesome.
went for a little walk this morning. So, if you're going to check out some PokerStars tournaments, you definitely got to check out Barcelona at least once.
It's a long way from Lethbridge, right?
Lethbridge, Alberta,
A long way. No beaches in Alberta.
No. Very far from the ocean.
Right. Okay, well, in terms of off-the-felt activities at live poker events, are those different for you now, or you sort of experience them a little bit differently now, again, post-transformation? Like partying or whatever other activities that Stars has planned.
Well, the partying part, I kind of have to put on pause for a little bit because I have another bet going on, so I can't be doing much drinking.
Oh,
or
I didn't know. You heard it here first,
Yeah.
maybe? Okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
So can't be doing that. But I really enjoy the outdoor activities more. It's just not very fun being out in 30 degrees as a 310-pound guy. It's not very fun.
No.
It's very hot.
That is the
sucks.
ultimate sweat.
Yeah, that's you don't want that.
Yeah.
So no, I think just feeling better and feeling more comfortable, is just like it opens up a new world of being able to enjoy that more than I would have in the past.
Oh, I love it. That's good. And good for you, really.
Thanks.
I can't help but mention you're so very kindly supporting one of the initiatives that I'm doing over the year. It's hashtag CharityPoker1000KM.
Let's go, man.
Yeah,
You're killing it.
I'm trying. I'm over the 600-kilometer mark now. It's running well for Save a Child's Heart. Check them out, saveachild'sheart.com. So first of all, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Jamie's awesome, and of course PokerStars are also supporting the initiative. We'll put a link in the notes there in the transcript. You're a generous guy. You're a nice guy. And thankfully you're doing well for yourself. I imagine that you do get approached relatively often by people who are, not looking for handouts, but like, hey, can you support this initiative? Can you help us out? What sort of process do you go through mentally when you're saying, like, you can't do everything, you can't support everything?
Yeah.
How do you sort of decide okay, these are the ones who are going to be getting my attention, my support, my encouragement?
So it is kind of difficult because there's a lot of messages that come in, from an individual basis of, my niece or nephew has this disease and we can't afford it.
Yeah.
That's a common one, right? And then there's some bigger scale ones like support bigger charities. I haven't devoted the time or the resources to look into how I can most effectively support, and improve the world.
Sure.
So generally what I look for is people that I trust and organizations that seem to be established, because I feel as if you give to one person, there's chances that could go wrong. That could be some sort of scam or there's something wrong with it.
Right.
Whereas when I see you, running 1,000 kilometers,
Yeah, we'll get there.
it's like I trust you, and I know the organization that you're working with is a big one. There's going to be oversight, and they know what they're doing.
Sure.
So that's kind of my thoughts with it.
Thank you. Well, it's good. It's good to know, not just for personal reasons, but like people, ambassadors, like they get asked often. So I think it's just important to know. Like you don't just say, okay, yeah, sure, great. Well, thank you, appreciate you.
I think it's worth noting. Reg Charity.
Yes,
who has
you
done
mentioned
some work
effective,
here.
right?
Yeah, there was an event today that I believe was 10,000. There was like 1,000 given. No, 25K.
25K.
That's what
right.
it was. It was a 25K with 1K in rake, but there was actually no rake. PokerStars took no fee. It all went to charity, which is really cool. And their focus is on effective giving. Like how can your dollar be the most effective? So I think it's worth checking them out. Or euro.
Or euro, right?
Pound.
Canadian
whatever you
dollar,
want.
right?
Yeah. Yen. Anything.
It's all about the yen.
So I think that what they're doing is really cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 more questions here.
Okay.
EPT Barcelona, traditionally, it's after the World Series happens, everyone takes their break, and then it's sort of thought of as the beginning of the new poker year.
It is. It is.
Right?
Yeah.
So what sort of goals do you sort of look at for the next 12 months that you're looking forward to accomplishing? Was that it? And yes, and besides the Bill Perkins bet, sorry about that. What sort of goals are we looking for the next 12 months, and should we keep our eyes out for anything in particular?
Well, I think you're right. This does launch the poker year. It feels like, anyways. The next big thing is World Championship of Online Poker, which has always been the biggest thing for me. Just 1 second.
We interrupt these messages for a promotional announcement. We'll keep it in, or maybe we won't. The key is to be funny during the break, just in case there are outtakes later.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, okay. So yes.
Yeah, the World Championship of Online Poker. So it starts September 2nd. It's 15 days this year. And what's different about this year is it's actually tiered. So like Scoop, there's a low and a medium and a high, which I loved. That was always my favorite thing. So for me, as primarily an online poker player and someone that came from online poker, that's the most important thing to me. Like I want a Scoop, I want a W-Coop title. I have none.
Okay.
I only have 1 final table in all the series that I've played. Not super great, but I'm hoping that this year I can get it done. So right after this event, I'm going to be flying to the UK.
Nice.
Going to be playing the series and hoping for the best.
Okay, sounds good. And you're not the only one that's going to be setting goals this year. You're getting a platinum pass too, and you're hoping that they're going to be setting some goals themselves.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about like all the ambassadors are doing their own sort of giveaways. So what's yours about, and when will this pass be given out, and maybe to whom? Maybe you could reveal. Okay, they can't.
It's too early. It's too early to tell.
Okay.
But I'm really just happy to be a part of this one because it's become so much bigger than me. It's taken off on its own, under its own legs. So we came up with an idea to give away a platinum pass based on Ultimate Sweat.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, it wasn't fair if you had to be obese or if you had to be underweight to compete. And we thought the spirit of the Ultimate Sweat was really life improvement.
Yeah.
Taking something that you're not great at in your life and improving it to where you feel better. So people had to design their own challenge, submit the challenge, and then start documenting the challenge.
Okay.
And that was about 50 days ago that it got started. We had 150 entrants into the challenge, all the way from learning to fly, putting on a magic show.
Oh, so any sort of challenge?
Any challenge.
Wow.
It could be anything at all.
Okay.
And there is tons of people documenting every day on Twitter using the hashtag MyUltimateSweat.
Right.
And everyone's just getting better. Quitting smoking, waning off coffee. Like, there's so many.
That's the ripple effect. That's
it's
unbelievable.
amazing. Yeah, it's really, really cool. So I'm just so proud to be a part of it. There's so many people that are improving their lives, and one lucky person is going to get a pass at the end of it. So
wow. So I mean, how do you decide? Like, what sort of factors do you distinguish between all of these people who are? I mean, how do you say, "Whoa, well, you're doing better"? It's like,
well, it's really tough, right?
name out of the hat.
Yeah.
No.
So the metrics are there's 5 metrics for success. I don't have them off the top of my head,
Okay.
but originality, difficulty, did you complete the challenge, stuff
Sure,
like that.
sure.
So I'm going to nominate 5 finalists.
Okay.
And then it's going to go to a jury vote.
Oh, nice.
Of 9 people. It's got my brothers, Bill Perkins,
Awesome.
Jeff Gross, etc.
sure.
I mean, there's most
That's
of the
really
team
cool.
online guys in there. So
Team effort.
it's going to be tough because a lot of people are going to deserve it. A lot of people are
Sure.
going to accomplish their goals. But at the end of the day, everyone does something they wanted to do,
Oh yeah,
and we'll
sure.
do our best.
Yeah, and like even if you don't win the platinum pass, like I said, the ripple effect. I love that you're inspiring others to do good. There's no one who's going to go ahead and start making these changes and document their process and say, "Oh, damn it, I didn't win the platinum pass. Forget this. I'm going off the rocker."
I hope not. I
Doesn't
hope
work
not.
like that. I think that's just a really great initiative, and you're speaking with someone here, Jaime Staples, who has done it himself. He's made that positive change, and that's, I guess, obviously what inspired the idea. And you're just a really inspirational person. So
Thanks, man.
2 years later since last time I spoke with you, just really surreal to be seeing you again, and again, half the man you used to be, but double the heart and double the awesomeness. So thank you very much. Again, Robbie Straczynski here from CardPlayerLifestyle.com at the EPT Barcelona 2018.